Hello again, Internet. It's me again with my co host Yuki. Today we will be going over the last 2 months because I forgot to post a video. I apologize. So, lots happened, been some highs and lows, so let's just start at the beginning. In When we left off, I was about to go to do vacation stuff, um, and it went pretty well. First thing we did was Evan and I went to Morioka and we met up with Chris, another ALT from my our training, and we hung out. We went to Wakana, that restaurant I told you about. It was delicious. It's a kind of hibachi style, very hot, fancy looking steak place. They served us like a 7 course meal with the steak. It was great. 5 course something. Anyway, they had a soup, salad, snack, rice. They had a lot of stuff, and all that together was like $45, $40, something like that. And so it was expensive, but I felt like we got a lot for the value. Um, Next, also while in Morioka, we went to a craft village. It's pretty interesting. Basically, they just make a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool. Um, Like you first walk in, and it's just nice kind of building in 2 stories, and you look up, and there's like this giant rope dragon like hanging from the balcony of the second floor, going like. And then they have a lot of like their other stuff. They work with rope, they work with iron, they work with like cloth, they work with food. They just make a lot of cool stuff. I think there's some woodworking stuff. They If the classes have been going on, I think we saw they can teach you how to make ramen noodles, and so it's pretty neat. While we were there, I got a couple things. I got an iron wind chime and a cloth bag. Currently using it as a dice bag. It's real pretty. Um, let's see. What else? I think that was all I got there. Chris got some mochi food that they let him cook himself. It was neat. Evan got a cast iron skillet. I think he got the induction version, so we can use it with our hot plates, which I was surprised they made, but that's cool. They also had a like old style house, like with a thatch roof, and like the old style tools and cooking pit and everything. So it was pretty interesting. We took some pictures. We couldn't take pictures inside. There was a sign that said don't, but we didn't see any signs like that on the outside. So hopefully the pictures are okay. Then we went. We were going to go to the museum, but we went on a Monday and it was closed on Mondays. My bad. I forgot to check. Um, we also went to the mall. Looked around. While at the mall, we got some McDonald's because we all missed McDonald's. Quite frankly, we hadn't had it in a while. Uh, we bought a bunch of random stuff. Like I bought me an Oni Club, and I also bought a little bank that's inspired by Spirited Away. It's a no face bank. He has this little cup, and you put coins in the cup, and then the music plays, and he like eats it. Yeah, yeah. It's cute. Uh, let's see. I think that was all we bought. But we just kind of hung out. We went to Don Quixote's, which is another shop I've told you about before. Where it's kind of overstimulation. I feel is the market goal there because there's like stuff crammed in super tight on these high aisles and everything's like dangling and it's got a little bit of everything, food and clothes and knickknacks and oh, I did buy some stuff there. I got a Gundam model and a airsoft gun. Eh, hold on, I like load it and everything. I can freak out a Japanese person that ever comes in here. Oh, the American, he has a gun. But that's Um, let's see. My model is in there, and I can't really move to show it right now because I have hemorrhoids. I have a really bad case of it, apparently, and I can't move without it hurting. Well, I can move my upper body fine, but if I try to walk or sit or anything, it has varying degrees of being stabbed in the butt feeling. So that's why I'm laying down for this. I only got those like this week, so first day it was nothing. I just kind of I'd never had hemorrhoids, so I didn't really recognize it as it could have gotten worse. And so I don't know, maybe if I'd have done something day one, it wouldn't be this bad. I don't know. Day two, it was starting to hurt pretty bad. So after Osa and I went and got some cream and put it on and tried to sleep and didn't really help. And then third day, it was getting pretty bad. I could still like, let's see, nah, I think I called in. Yeah, today's Thursday. So Wednesday I had to call in, and then I went to the doctor, and they gave me like three different sets of pills: an antibiotic, a pain pill, a stomach pill, unquote, and some these like squirty things for you guess what. Um, and so I'm taking those. The pills are 3 times a day, and the squirty thing is once or twice. He said so. I did it twice yesterday, and I done it once today. So hopefully that'll clear up soon. I don't feel any better today. In fact, I feel significantly worse. I feel a little better now mentally because it had been so bad I hadn't been able to sleep for like the past 3 days. I'd gotten maybe like just sheer fatigue pass out naps of like 2 to 3 hours of sleep in 3 or 4 in like 3 days. So I was mentally miserable and starting to not. I feel like if I'd have gone to last night without sleep, I would have started hallucinating, which it kind of looked like I was going to start doing that because I started to like my brain started to like think this was a puzzle that I had to solve, and I was like doing weird motions to try and like make this pain go away. But then I like just I got fed up and I soaked in when about the time the sun started to come up, I just gritted my teeth, got up despite the pain, and took a shower, a hot shower for like I don't know how long it was. I felt like I stayed in there until my legs were gonna give out from standing to just like relax all the other muscles because like I feel like my core had been tense from like trying to keep my body stable and in the right position this whole time, and that let everything relax. And so when I plopped back down on my bed here, I finally passed out and I had a good sleep. So I woke up about noon today. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of like I've called in yesterday, today, and I already told them I'm probably not going to come in tomorrow to Kogyo unless it gets way better. So using up a couple of my sick days, but what you gonna do? Anyway, I jumped way ahead too because this was relevant. But back to vacation last month. After Morioka, we didn't do any of the other plans really because uh, COVID was starting to get more active a little, and people didn't want to go anywhere. I guess. So we didn't go to Hanamaki. We didn't go to Ichuji Temple. But we did do one other thing. A couple other things. Um, Before it got real bad, there was a night market um, here in Kuji where you just like walk. People set up some shops and things and sold stuff, and so I bought that QB mask and we ate some food and hang out. And then like a day or two later, they had a little festival, little mini festival. So they had like a lot more shop stands set out for like food and games and stuff. And then there was like this little performance of like 5 or 6 older guys were playing instruments, and one dude had like this. I wouldn't call it a headdress because he was wearing it on his hands, but like he had a dragon He'd go, and it had like a bunch of dangly bits from it, and he would wear it kind of like this so he could make motions while dancing. And we learned that basically the dragon was eating the corona away. Uh, and so that was fun. We talked with like this one uh, interviewer guy. I guess he worked for the paper because he saw like 3 or 4 gaijin just hanging out in the middle of Kuji. He was curious. Um, and what else? We I got a little bit of my craving satisfied for Mexican food because we finally went to the Cafe Rocket, which is a local American style bar around here. The owner um, lived in New York, I think, or somewhere in America. He lived there for a few years, so he actually knows what American style Mexican food tastes like, and it's got. I haven't tried his burger yet, but he's supposedly got really good burgers and some other American. He has American style drinks and stuff. And he's kind of a character. He teased us all because nobody drank because we had work the next day and stuff. Well, almost nobody drank. Robert had a highball or two and hung out with some students that came in after we did because they saw him. And so we hang out, and he had tacos. That's the moral of the story. He had tacos, and I can't swear they were the best tacos ever, but they were delicious to me. So, uh, like, I don't want to downplay it. They were good tacos. I just don't know if they were good because I haven't had tacos in so long and I was craving them, or if they were just that good. So I don't want to oversell it or undersell it. Uh, let's see here. And then I went again just like last week by myself. And he teased me again for not drinking. And we made a deal that if he finds me a Japanese girlfriend, then I will drink all the alcohol he wants me to. Uh, until then, that's the bit. So it was nice to get a little bit of that. And then also during the summer vacation, we went to Fudai and had like a picnic. That was pretty good. Uh, Evan had a little mini barbecue grill that he got for Lita's going away party, and so we grilled some ribs. And one guy like had caught a fish that day, and so he got the full manly experience of catching something, cleaning it, cooking it, and eating it. So it's good, and then we got to enjoy that as well. It was delicious, by the way. I think it was yellowtail. But I couldn't swear to that. Um, what else? Evan and I checked out the library and the aquarium here. They were fine. The aquarium um, was a little smaller than I expected, but it was still good. It had some fish and some jellyfish and just general aquarium stuff. And I like aquarium stuff. We had fun trying to pronounce the Japanese names for the fish because everything, most of the names were written in katakana, which is instead of kanji, so we could actually try to sound it out. And so it was kind of interesting whenever we recognized a fish and then tried to say the Japanese name. It was kind of fun. Um, Beyond that, I don't think we did anything else. Like I said, there were some COVID scares here and about. I think we've had like one confirmed case in the city, and then there's been some cases in Morioka, so nobody was really that antsy on going other places, which I was a little bummed out. I've made it no secret I don't really care about Corona. If I don't think I would die if I got it, and I think generally it's kind of overblown. But I understand that if you have compromising conditions, it's scary, and nobody wants their grandparents or something to get it from them getting it. So it's annoying. I like that I'm in Japan and I can't do anything because this virus that I don't think is very deadly is scaring the heck out of everybody. Rant over. So that was basically the summer vacation. I had a lot of fun when we got to do stuff, and when we weren't doing stuff, I chilled here and played games. I beat the games I was talking about before, so I beat Nino Kuni, and I'm playing some new stuff. Divinity and Um, what's the other game? Okami. Okami is a older game that I've been wanting to play for a while. So between those two, I got stuff to do. Anyway, so that was the a few weeks in August, and then the last week school started back up, and so I'm going to Karamai now, and it's fine. I did learn that the author for one of the really famous sports style manga slash anime went there, and so the it's a volleyball anime, and so the fictional school in that book slash anime is slightly based on Karma, from what I understand. And so they have a lot of posters about that anime because they have a lot of pride in that author that went to that school back in the day. Not really like that anime. I don't really watch sports anime, but I wanted to try that one because one, I like volleyball is fun to watch anyway. It's one of the few sports I enjoy watching. I'm not. I don't really enjoy playing any sports, but except tennis. Tennis I enjoy. Well, I did. I don't know if I still do because I haven't played it since. I'm getting off topic. We talked about sports last two episodes because of sports festivals. Um, but anyway, so I was expecting it to be a little more laid back or whatever, but it's fine. The teachers are friendly. The students are kind. The drive is pretty but miserable because it's almost an hour and I hate driving. Um, but it's a little more rigid than any of the other schools. Like, for example, all the other schools, I've never had any of them say redo the worksheets you make or give them or say make it like this. They just kind of like this is the topic, do your best. This one is like I guess they want me to make it like the last one, the last ALT there, so they like go over it. I've had to redo a lot of worksheets like multiple times just for little details. Also, they didn't like the way I drew. They didn't like me drawing on the blackboard at all. Like I tried to draw a thumbs up on the board, and the teacher tried to subtly write, "We don't do that here," on a note and pass it to me. And they didn't like how I wrote points on the board because they they wanted them in a certain color and a certain size and in a certain organization, like a different spot on the blackboard. So they're very formulaic in how they want things done, which is fine. I'm sure it's great for learning. It's not great for me as a not teacher who has a very free flowing style of teaching and very animated when I teach, one of the few times I am. And so it's very counterintuitive to what I've been doing up to this point. Also, I don't actually do much in the classes so far. I mean, I've only taught a handful, but of the ones, I spend most of it just kind of standing there, and I will read whatever they had prepared for me to read. And we've done a lot of like tests, so maybe that'll change. So like performance tests type stuff. So like the students will be reading to me, and I judge what they're reading. But even like during the lessons, I've only taught one, and I didn't feel it went super well because she kept like interrupting me and saying we should do it a certain way, and it made it hard for me to keep my flow of thought. We were supposed to do two sections, one on directions and one on getting a phone call and taking notes. And I got so out of my rhythm that I completely lost track of time, and we didn't really get done. We barely got done with the directions part, and we didn't cover the taking notes part at all. So I felt really bad about that class. And I mean, I played it off like, well, I did do the basically the same lesson at Karamai, but we only did directions once. So I was trying to be polite and friendly and be like, oh, I didn't uh, compress the lesson as much as I'm into. But it was rough, and that's the only lesson I've done as far as actually teaching the class. The rest has been just standing there and either reading what she tells me to read out of a book or listening to what the students read out of a book, and it's really boring. The students themselves are fine. They seem very intelligent, and they seem like they have a pretty good grasp of the material they've been taught, for the most part. Um, they say hi like everybody else when I pass them, So it's like it's hard for me to judge after only teaching there for like 2 weeks, and now I've missed most of this week because of hemorrhoids. So mm, we'll see how it goes. It's definitely the school I have the most work to do in terms of fitting in. I think um, Kogyo and Osanai are still Kogyo and Osanai. I haven't really done anything particularly special at either of those two. Again, they've done tests as well. I did a couple of lessons, but I don't remember what they were, quite frankly. I've been kind of distracted because of Karamai and hemorrhoids. So that's what has been going on in September so far. Um, so that's what's going on. I'm trying to think of anything else fun. I hate to end on a down note. Um, I got a letter from my birth mom. So hi Nancy. And so I've been in contact with a couple of my friends back home. So we try to keep each other's spirits up and whatnot. I'm still in a good mood, to be fair. I don't feel bad. I just it's hard to be feeling great when you have to lay down most of the day or you're in a lot of pain. Um, I guess I can end on a good note by doing future forecast. Kenji has invited me and Evan to go on a trip with him later this month to somewhere. I don't remember where because quite frankly it didn't matter. I wanted to travel, so we should go to like a fancy hotel and have a good meal and do some stuff with Kenji. Uh, so that'll be like the 21st and 22nd. That's what it was because we have those days off because of holidays in Japan. Um, so that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, there was one other thing we did. Like one of the last days before Lita left, we went and did a tea ceremony with her. Like started out, she did a tea ceremony at this place, supervised by the people that run the class, and then for fun, they had all of us do it as well. So the main difference being none of us could sit on our knees for that long, so they gave us a chair. And they just kind of walked us through the tea ceremony process and like pouring it and wiping it and cleaning it and all the very intricate details of the ceremony, and it was fun. Just trying new stuff. So yeah, it's been an interesting month and a half. Hopefully next time I'll be over this hemorrhoids and I'll be enjoying Karamai more and all that good stuff. So take care, everybody. See you next time. Bye bye.